Hey everybody, welcome to the stream of The Guild 3. So, right before we get started, I want to give you guys an update on the development of the game because there's actually really good news for it. I did like an update video on it the other day, but lots of things to explain real quick. Basically, if you're coming in blind, let's just say you know The Guild 2, and you're pumped for The Guild 3. That man is sitting on the air right there. You can probably barely see him. Okay, so Golem Lab was a new studio that Nordic THQ had make The Guild 3. It was in development for 5 years, and it was fucking horrendous. It is still on early access, and even for early access standards, it is non-functional. Everything was hideous. They had awful bloom effects, and all kinds of weird shit. It barely functioned. There were glitches out the ass. Sometimes you couldn't save or load the game without it crashing, just trying to go into the menu unless you deleted all your saves, which required going into the program files. Nothing worked. Everything had a glitch involved. I actually have a video on my channel called Guild 3 Glitch Fest, where it's just like, I found a way to break the character creator and have unlimited skill points. And yeah, it was barely functional. After 5 years of this, THQ Nordic was like, fuck these guys, and they got a new development studio. They actually fired Golem Labs recently, 4 months ago now. They fired Golem Labs, and they brought on Purple Lamp Studio, which is made by old industry veterans. One by one, they've been replacing game mechanics with ones that work. And I'm finally happy to tell you, after all these fucking years of us playing the Guild 3 off and on every once in a while, just trying to like boot it for half an hour, barely getting it to work and saying the game is still shit, I can tell you, the game is clearly on the right path now. It feels like the Guild, and one by one, the shitty old Golem Lab mechanics are being fixed by the new studio. We're live streaming this right now. You can't see my beautiful face and you can't see the beautiful chat on screen because there is still there are a lot of glitches they haven't fixed yet. They're working on them, but yeah, these like this resolution, I can't make it smaller. I make it smaller and I confirm, and the game closes, and I reopen the game, and then it just goes back to this. So I can't actually make the resolution smaller, and the game doesn't have UI scaling. So the UI is really fucking tiny, and I can see it, but like half you guys watch on like tablets and phones and smaller monitors, so I gotta go full screen or you're not gonna see shit. So I apologize. I bet you it'll have options for that in the future, considering how good Purple Lamp has been doing at fixing things. They just haven't gotten around to that part of the game yet. So we're gonna play a little bit. I'm gonna start a new file. I'm kind of disappointed the Guild 3 isn't broken because we can't meme about it anymore, says Dejin. There's a little bit of that for me too. All right, let's just, you can see there are tons of maps because the old studio kept not fixing shit and adding more maps to make it more broken. And my goal of this stream, it might not be super long. We're gonna play some RimWorld after this. It's release day, and I've been playing RimWorld for like 5 years and I love it. But I want to show you reasonably the depth of the game so far. So we're gonna start in career mode, which means we start above the basic level of like peasant. We'll have a house in the town at least. Although I like there are the options in that. So we're Man Bar of Clan Bar. I love that name so much. I really want this hilarious haircut. Now this is all like leftover stuff here. There's still not much you can do with the character creation. They haven't touched this very much outside of, I believe they fixed this. Yes, they did. Also, that flickering background, I don't know is with that. But there was a while where you could take out all your points, hit reset, and you'd get, all of these would go back up to like 3 or whatever, but you'd keep these points so you could have unlimited points. They reworked the whole skill system. In fact, there are more skills now. I don't think Charisma was even one before. Or no, Perception wasn't one before, something like that. The flickering background, by the way, I don't know what's going on with that. Again, the game needs to get fixed more. So they fixed this a little. They fixed the class system a bit too, and you can see there's actually icons for stuff where there weren't icons before, which is nice. So you guys might remember from the Guild 2, there's Rogue, Scholar, Craftsman, and Patron. In this, you branch out into more skill sets based on those, the idea of there still being like 4 overall things. So, starting career mode, since we're not a peasant, we have a startup career. So we pick one of those more refined versions of the of the skills. So for the rogue ones, we have fighting and sleight of hand. Actually, if I hold right click on them, no? Okay, I can click on them and it says, this is, oh God, I've never known how to pronounce that. It's a German word, I believe. Perhaps Swiss, Swiss German. But that's a word that basically, mercenary, you're a mercenary. And crime fighter, kind of in this game. Thief, you're a burglar. Come on. Ooh, the menu's still a little bit weird. Scribe, you know, kind of scholarly thing. Apothecary, carpenter, stonemason, smith, baker, and farmer. I can tell you right now from my testing, farmer is really good. If any of you like own this game right now and you just want to test to see the depth of the game, play farmer. It's basically unlimited money. Just immediately make a croft, which is like a basic farm. You can make wheat and barley out of nothing, grind it in the windmill, and you can sell it straight to the market for shitloads of money. It's pretty much just a really quick, unbalanced way to figure out the whole game. Right. I think I might baker, maybe? The only problem with baker would be I need to be able to get my resources for it. I don't know. Would be interesting. I don't want to do rogue because I want to show you guys like the proper businesses, and as always, rogue is like kind of a spin-off special thing. So I don't want to do any of the rogue ones. I think what we'll do maybe is woodworking, because then we could also get like a woodcutting hut, get like the natural resources going up from that, and we could do something like that, but with a little bit more to it. So we're gonna go with being a carpenter from the beginning. In the stats, you can't do the hold right click thing to see on those ones in particular. So I actually don't know what any of the stats do yet. It's possible those tooltips aren't in the game yet, or perhaps even, I don't even know if the stats work yet properly. So we're just gonna hit play. This loading screen takes a little while. For some reason, it just kind of sticks right there for about a full minute, and then it just insta-loads. Like, basically the loading bar barely works. It just kind of stays near the bottom. Can we still beat the shit out of people in the streets as dungeon? Probably. I'd imagine. I did get in a fight the other day where someone attacked me, and it seems like there's actually like a kind of robust battle system, which is cool. It's clearly just the groundwork laid of it, but it went by so fast I wasn't able to really catch what was going on. And there's actually a pause button now, which is nice. You can see the UI is absolutely minuscule on this resolution. Sorry about that. And yes, Pinkabuna, this is pod racing. So much like before, you can use plus and minus to speed up and slow down the game, but it actually pauses now. Legendarily in, yeah, you can see he's not moving. A legendary problem that was hilarious in the Guild 2, pause wasn't paused. It was just super slow motion, but it wasn't actually paused. The UI is tiny. I know, right? I wish I could make it bigger for you. That's why I made the game full screen so you can see as much as possible, but it's still very hard to read. I have a really big monitor, so I might be able to help you read some of this stuff. Game reminds you of World of Warcraft. I can see how visually it might make you think of Stormwind. So, we're starting off in town right now, and I will say the landscapes and the towns look very nice, don't they? When you don't put all those stupid fucking filters on it that Golem Labs put on, it actually looks really nice. There's some really nice assets under here. This is solid. All right, so if we go on our map here, and the map's a little bit of a bitch to use, but we can see the whole map of this area. I'm already a little bit familiar with this place because I have played on this map a little bit. So we're kind of in like the upper town area. What house you start in seems to be pretty random, but if you pick to be a poor fellow from the beginning, then you will always start like out in a dirt hut out here-ish. Like right here, when we streamed the game on day 1, we were in one of these huts. I think we were in that farmhouse, something like that. So, we can open up the building list here. It's a little bit of a mess, but you can see there's like a 1 on this and a 2 on this. You can hold control and you can like hotkey these, and these will be buttons, not to make your camera go to it, but to tell your guy to go to it. It's a bit of a stupid mechanic that doesn't work well, and I get the feeling that the new studio is gonna replace that. So we start off at our house, and we don't have a business yet. So at our house, we just hit 1. We hit 1. Doesn't feel like working today. I'm just gonna click on our building and hit I. Okay, we're gonna walk away from it. And then we're gonna walk back. There we go, that fixed it. It's not perfect, everybody. Okay. So, in your house, in this game, you can build some very basic things based on your profession. You can't hire any workers for it though, which is a problem, so you can't have any automated transport. So by default, because we're craftsmen, we can make fittings, torches, and daggers, because any craftsman can make this from their house. Sorry, just taking a drink of water. So, what we're gonna do, we're probably just gonna make some daggers, I figure. If we look at daggers, you can see this menu is very close to increased pickpocketing. That's interesting. This is very close to what it was in the Guild 2 now. You can see the local market price and everything of selling and purchasing. Fittings and pine wood. No, torch. Okay, I was looking at the wrong thing. What is the price of buying pine wood? And then iron. Okay. We'd make more of a net profit out of daggers, so we're just gonna make daggers. We just clicked it, put it over here, and you can see that he's working on it. We can also automate us by pressing that, the play symbol right there. That will automate the worker to build whatever they think they should be building, but I'm just gonna manually tell them daggers. Early on, we have 300 gold right now, by the way. We need like 500 to start our business. That was loud. That's a skill point. I was just letting us know that we have free experience, which is experience we haven't allocated yet. So we can see the skill system here, which is pretty interesting how it's laid out. Not quite as interesting as the Guild 2's yet, but I'm sure there's gonna be a lot of work done. Shut up, game. I just want it to... Yeah, I think I'm fine with just not spending it yet. Let's just keep it on that. We need to become a citizen, or at least like pay the cost to become a proper citizen before we can get to level 2 of our like construction stuff, where we can get a ternary. So we're just gonna hold on to that experience for now and let go wherever. If anybody has any questions in the chat, by the way, then go ahead and ask them. I'm sure people on YouTube later will be wondering these things as well, so if I answer these questions, maybe it'll help people in the chat. Is there anything that this game won't, where they won't replace it? It seems like it's better to rip out assets, better to rip the assets and terrain and then build a game from the ground up. That's pretty much what they're doing, the new studio. They are reworking things one by one. Like, you'll notice these menus look so much more Guild 2 than they used to. Okay, so what we're gonna do here, we're just gonna take all of our daggers, select our guy, and hit 2 on the keyboard. And that will have us run straight to market. And as we can see, we're just jogging. We have a little basket on our back, which is a nice touch. Ooh, the game will like stutter and stuff a little bit. It's very early development. I mean, it's been development for a long ass time, but you know, you understand what I'm trying to say. It's got work that needs to be done. Normally when you, that's odd. Okay, no, they must have just changed this. Okay, before it wouldn't give you this menu, which I actually like this menu. So this is saying how much money we're gonna get. Before it would just dump it all. What's going on here? En route, okay. I was just seeing what that symbol was for. And we're gonna need to buy a little bit of iron. So we could, oop. Thank you. I actually quite like this menu. This is much better than it used to be. And we need 5 pine as well. Okay, a little bit expensive, but there we go. We're gonna take it back home and we will turn that into daggers. Okay, so, I need to drop all that off. Yes. I think I should try like shift clicking, see if there's a quick way to do that. Oh, it already went into storage and I'm blind. Okay, it didn't used to automatically do that. That's nice, that's automatic now. They must have just changed this like a day ago. That or last time I was playing it was just glitched out, which is entirely possible. So, right now all we're doing is we're building up a little bit of money by going back and forth like this. You can also potentially, does it look grainy? Not on my end, no. You can also potentially get goods at a lower price by going straight to like the mine or straight to the lumber yard, whatever place you're trying to get a thing from. All right, take all that, back to market. The beginning of the game is always just running between your market and your house a few times, but you can potentially get lower price goods for that, but it's a long travel time, so it's iffy on if it's worth it. Okay, so we're back up to 500 bucks. Yeah, these prices aren't good enough to really turn a big profit, mostly because the pine wood is so expensive. So we're not making much money here. What I'll do, let's go ahead and I want not long distance roads. Can I? Thank you. Just making that smaller. Public buildings, natural resources, heavy metal. This is selling iron cheaper than the other place. Branch office? That is much cheaper pine wood. Okay, we're going there. We're gonna go, it's a long trip, but we're gonna save some early game money to help us start up the business. I thought you didn't hate yourself enough to play this game, LOL, says Filthy Casual Kaiser. I made a video on it yesterday where there's a new dev team, and it's getting way better now. If anybody comes in and they don't know what's going on with that, just inform them for me, chat. That way I don't need to just repeat myself over and over and over. All right. It's a good price, so I'm just gonna completely fill my inventory with pine, which I can only carry 10 because I don't have any kind of cart. It's just a basket. All right, max speed, by the way, is ×4 speed, and it actually runs pretty smoothly. ×4 speed in this runs smoother than the Guild 2 did, which is crazy to think, although it's not quite as fast as the Guild 2's max speed. Thanks for following Eddie Lamar and Dulima. Welcome to the flock. Hope you enjoyed the stream. Okay, auto drop that off. Cool. And heavy metal, what price do you have for iron right now? So dirt cheap. Yeah, I'm gonna go. That's really dirt cheap. Now, iron is usually cheaper than pine, actually. But because there's more mines than there are tree cutting places. And I'm just gonna stock up on iron. There we go, only had to pay 70, and we're down to 331 gold. After this, I believe I'll have enough to just buy a business, and then we can get like some proper things going. Okay, and we just make 10 daggers. You don't sleep at night, by the way, which is very strange. There's not like that, like, next year thing. Start year is still the same, though, of 1400. Yeah, sorry, chat. I know some of you can't watch very well because I don't have transcoding options right now. Sorry. I'm on the quest to get in a partnership. Once I do that, you'll always have transcoding options, but, you know, we're on the way towards that. It's going to take a while. But we have 69 viewers right now, which is pretty close to what we need, which is an average of 75. Okay, we've made 8 daggers, 9, and 10. All right, we carry all the daggers, we go to market. And of course, we could equip these daggers for fighting combat chance. We'll do that later when our money is better, though. Because right now, we can't really afford to keep these. And we are driving down the price of daggers by selling them over and over because we're flooding the market a bit. There's 127 daggers in market. But we've got the money now that I think we can safely start up the next business. So, we don't have handicraft level 2, do we? I don't think we do. To make a crude craftsman hut. Or, oh right, this is just handicraft in general, not woodworking level 2, yeah. Okay, we're gonna make a carpenter shop. Bold Beams, I like that name. I want it to be near market, preferably. Placing buildings is a little bit of a pain. There we go. And I'm just gonna walk over there and wait for it. It's a little bit hard to select your character sometimes. It's weird. Still utterly confused why it only gives some viewers transcoding options, as I have them at the moment. Oh, that's weird. Usually it doesn't do that. Sir Subliminal. Early broken builds did not have any AI characters going about doing their business. Is this added now, or are they playing solo? I'm not entirely sure what you mean by that. There were always people who walked around doing things, even like day one release. We streamed this on release day, and there were people walking around doing things, but it was most kind of like brain dead. They didn't have any goals. Now, as far as I know, the other dynasties attempt to play. So there's that. Okay, what I'm gonna do now is I could put myself on the storage management route, but I actually don't want to yet. I need oak for combs, and that's a really good price. Okay, we're gonna go get some oak. I'm gonna set bold beans to hotkey 3. There we go. That's really glitchy looking. So we can easily make a little bit of money, and then we're gonna hire people and start getting this automated. Well, I wanted to go to market. I accidentally hit the hotkey for home. Okay, we just want as much oak as we can afford and carry, so okay, that's pretty good. We got 8. We're gonna go back to business. Okay. And, oh, it didn't auto-drop it off that time. That's odd. Okay, make a bunch of combs out of it. That looks like it's good money. We'll sell a batch of combs, and then we're going to start hiring employees. Now, this is going to snowball really, really quickly. But again, the game's balance hasn't really been done yet. It's early enough in development that they're mostly just trying to fix things and make sure the mechanics are working properly. They're worrying a lot less about balance right now, which makes sense. I wouldn't worry about balance until things are working. All right, so we're just making a bunch of combs out of oak. We can make one more. And we could put them in the storefront as well. But I think that I'm just gonna immediately sell them to market right now because the price is good and get things started that way. I mean, other AI families you could actually compete with. Oh yeah, they actually try to do things now. I mean, like yesterday when I was making an update video on YouTube to let people know how the development of the game is right now. During that video, you can actually see someone attacks me. Someone actually tries to fight me, and they were from another family. I was well out of town, so there weren't any town guards, so they attacked me. They instantly lost. It looks like the fight glitched out a bit, but they are actually attempting to compete, which is much better than before. This new dev studio that took over is much better. Okay, what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna go back to the carpenter shop. We're going to hire for a salary of 40 a year, which is a day. Immediately hire a transporter, rather. This is a person who's just gonna run around all day doing trade routes for me, kind of like a hand cart. So the way this works, and this isn't fully developed yet, is this transporter, by default, I have them automated, they're by default gonna do storage management, which basically tells them constantly get whatever we need to build stuff. And we're just gonna tell Manbar to make whatever. So they're gonna constantly just try and have the storage capacity full of things that I can make into random other things. And then I just have Manbar work on making it into those things. And my transport will also pick up things for sale and go sell it at the local market or wherever I want them to sell it. I can also make manual trade routes, although it's a little bit inconvenient how it works. It's functional, but it is not polished. I'll put it that way. So we can storage rules. So these are storage rules. This tells your automated, like if you have someone doing storage management, this tells them how you want them to be running the business. You have some control over this. So for instance, storefront. This is how many goods do you want in the storefront before they start just selling the extra to the market. So by default, it's 2. I'd rather that be higher. I might even put it at 20 at some point, which is max. Because stuff sold in storefront is usually worth more than stuff sold at the market. Because the market, when it gets flooded, prices go down and everything. I can make combs right now, so we'll work on that. And I can automate Manbar too, so that he's just making whatever we have resources for. He's not always going to make the best things doing that, I find, but he'll at least always be working on something that we have resources for. Storage rules, resources. This is how many resources to always keep for the sake of making things. That's good for, number of production days worth you want in storage. Sorry, misread that. This is how many days worth. Like if you were to be constantly making everything, how many days worth of raw resources do you need for that? 2 seems fine. Trade rules, minimum number of each product to remain in your storage. It's a good idea to have a bit of that if something you make is then an ingredient in something else. Like I need wooden frames to make walking sticks, for instance. So it's probably a good idea in general to, take care of that. Also, money, we're broke, so I'm actually going to change the storage rules because no one's buying this stuff. We're going to just change it back down to 2, and our transporter will sell the extra stuff. So this is going to start to snowball soon. Not nearly as much as when you're a farmer, but it will. All right, you can already see she sold some stuff, she got some money, she used to get some resources, you know. And, you know, I'll just keep doing this for a minute. This is what I mean in my update video that I made the other day when I said that the game is functional, but there isn't much depth to it yet. What I'm doing right now is pretty much what's in the game right now, is the slow crawl of buying more businesses, getting some skill, and getting a functional business that becomes more and more automated as you start to make money and make it more efficient. You missed some random fist fight in front of your store? Oh, did I? Okay. You'll also notice I can't look in the building yet. Interestingly enough, I think there might be a way to do it that I can't find or isn't fully implemented, because if I go to options, where is it? Animated interiors on. That means that there must be an interior to something. I don't know what. Maybe one building has an interior? I don't know. But where the button for that is, I have no idea. Yeah, it's just building menu. And that clearly is not finished yet. So, there isn't a ton more in the game than this, but I'll show you a bit more in case you're curious. If anyone has questions, let me know. Let me catch up on the chat a little bit here. So are we gonna get married? Not really. You can at a higher rank, but it takes quite a while to do, and there's not really anything to show you with it. Either then you can get married and you can have a kid now, but there isn't much depth to that. It wouldn't be worth me spending the hour it takes to do all of that and show you. You know what I mean? Like, it's very little to look at. Just know that it's in the game. Could be a remove feature they forgot to remove from the settings, possibly. Less that they forgot, and more that, again, it's a new development studio has been put on the game, and they haven't fixed everything yet. One by one, every patch note, they go to a different mechanic that the previous studio put in, and they gut it and make a new system. So they haven't gotten around to the settings yet, I don't believe. So, money's good now, actually. We're at 363. Interestingly enough, transporters never sleep. They never sleep, whereas like workers who are producing things, they sleep. So I am going to, there are also add-ons you can get. You can get 8 add-ons. There's more than 8 total, but you can only get 8. There's things like storage slots, productivity percentage, more transports, more workers, stuff like that. Customer satisfaction. So right now we're just mass making combs. We are getting skill for this, although it's very slow. We need 3,000? Yeah, we need 3,000. It's 500 gold to become a citizen. We don't really have any serious reason to do it right away. I'd rather get the businesses running faster. So, what I'm gonna do is add on for 150 gold, we're going to get more transports. And for the price of another 40 gold a year, which is a day, I'm hiring another transport. There we go, so they're automated as well. So now we have 2 people running back and forth, buying goods and selling goods to get things working. And I'm also gonna hire an employee and automate them. So they're just making whatever needs to be made in the store. So we have more people making stuff. In fact, we have enough money, we can just do this. There, we have 2 employees plus ourselves making goods, and we have 2 employees transporting goods to sell and to buy. So this will quickly snowball out of control. We'll start getting a lot more money. Our business is going to become a lot wealthier. You can start making hand carts at some point. I should probably buy one from the market at some point just so our people carry more in a single trip. Yeah, and let's actually automate Manbar on what to make in the store as well. That's fine. Just so that he switches if he needs to. Yeah, that looks good. I just need our market people to actually be working faster. Now, every day we pay a lot more gold in wages now, obviously, because it's 40 gold a day per employee, but that's fine, because the money we make more than 40 worth a day off these guys. So, it's worth it. So, another thing you can do is, if you hold space, you can see like trade routes and stores and stuff. Might be worth beam me up. It's the local jointery. It's worth at some point when you have more money buying out other businesses of your same kind so that the market's only being flooded by you. You get all the benefit. And so you can really control the flow of a certain kind of good. Right now we're just making a lot of walking sticks and combs and stuff. Moves faster pace with this walking stick, which is pretty nice, actually, being able to make walking sticks. Yeah, the rain looks really hideous right now. If I do normal speed, it still looks pretty bad. Yeah, it's just like this weird filter that keeps coming on, off and on. I think it's supposed to look like a cloud. I don't know. And there's very little in the game in terms of sound effects so far, as I'm sure you've noticed. All right, we don't need to look at that. Essentials, hand cart. Yep, there are no carts for sale right now. It's because it's a level 2 good, and no one's good enough to make those to sell them yet. All right, so we can, I believe we can hold 2 businesses right now. I don't think I really have any reason to make a crude craftsman hut right now. So, buildings for sale. Right, I don't think the buildings for sale thing ever actually works. You can pretty much just click businesses and then buy them. And we might actually have enough money for that right now, too. I wouldn't mind buying another local business. You can't check the price before you buy it, weirdly enough. It just says, building failed, don't have enough money. It doesn't actually say the cost, but from what I found, like, really basic level stuff is not very expensive. So if I click this, okay, so I can surf the camera around a little. It kind of works. I want to look for more woodworking places and buy them. There's a crude craftsman hut out there. I could probably buy that on the cheap, right? Oh, I'd be able to buy it from another guy, apparently. I can make a proposal to buy from another family. That's interesting. I haven't done that yet. I want ones that aren't owned by other families, though. Not enough money. Yeah, I want ones that aren't owned by other families yet. So I can at least take the cheap ones out of the equation. Okay, that one's under construction. That might be all of the wood cutting places. It's looking like it. Yeah, I don't see any other ones. Okay. Oh, no, there's one here. This looks like it's owned by another family, though, and it's under construction. Yeah, they're just trying to build shit in general. Okay. How's the business going? Money is going really, really well, actually. I can actually see in the snow, yeah. In fact, it looks pretty nice. Like, the snowing effect doesn't look great, but the ground and everything looks nice. And we're just, like, steadily climbing in money right now. We just paid wages there, so we lost a few hundred, but that's fine. We either just paid wages there or just bought goods. We're actually getting pretty close to enough experience to get the next level of business, so we're just going to acquire title. Yay! Tireless Drive has earned you permission to bear a new title, Citizen. This gives us send to school for children, leave office, start a love affair, propose marriage, declare a feud, form an alliance, dynastic trade, adopt an orphan which has no picture, buy building, and citizen house. I'm pretty sure I could already buy buildings, but okay. And we're just going to start putting all of our experience into the next level of woodworking. But I'm pretty sure I could already... Yeah, don't have enough money. Okay. And now we wait. We wait again. Have an affair before being married. I'm pretty sure what it means by love affair, it literally just means start dating. So this is pretty much the state of the game right now. As you can see, the groundwork getting laid is way better than it was before. The new dev team is much better. I believe you can apply for office, although I don't believe there's much depth to it yet. Let me actually see if I can do that. I want public buildings. This public, oh, that's a well. It's just like an underscore, a really long one. City Hall, I imagine it would be in. Open building menu. It doesn't have a building menu. Am I allowed to walk there? What happens if I walk there? I'm curious. All right, we're going for a jog. Come on. Wish I had a horse or something. Okay. I can right-click it, and I do get to see all the offices and everything. Evidence, city rules. I do wish I could check this remotely. I believe they probably will add that because the previous game had that. Illegal actions, legal actions. This is actually pretty cool. Again, this is clearly the groundwork for something very cool. On, like, changing laws and stuff. And I don't know if I can actually apply for any office yet. I think I need to be a higher rank. Oh no, I can apply for, like, gate guard. Council guardian, council informer, town clerk. I'll apply for town clerk. Oh, you don't have the privilege to apply. How about, like, town guard, gate guard? Nope, I don't have the privilege to apply for anything. Okay, and he's automatically running back. Probably the business calling him back? I think. What's he doing? Send to building. I think the business is still hasn't automated, is coming back. It probably isn't supposed to be doing that right now. Because, yeah, I had automated, but you think it would unautomate if I told him to walk away. Yeah, it's just him being automated on that. Okay. That probably wasn't supposed to happen, but it happened and I was going to send him back there anyway. Yeah, we're a citizen right now, but apparently that's not good enough to apply for the basic level of office. That's probably the next level of office. Next level is free citizen. Run for office. There we go. Free citizen, I can do that. I can run 4 businesses at that point. Whereas at citizen, I can run 3. So I can run 3 businesses right now. That'd be trainability, henchman, attack someone, more henchmen, long distance trade, which is trading with other countries, which is pretty cool. Get foreign prices. Again, something that isn't very developed yet, but has a lot of potential. Find evidence, escort someone, guard building, and 4. That's clearly not fully implemented yet. And we are very, very close to being able to make the next level of woodworking building. Okay. So we're just going to save up a little bit of money then. And you can see our money is being a little bit stagnant just because we really did need that extra person working on it, especially because our other workers sleep at night. Whereas Manbar doesn't, so Manbar can work through the night and keep making us money. 4 is OP, please nerf. So you're a slave citizen right now, I guess. Yeah, we're a shit citizen, basically. Is it the sound of us finishing our skill? Looking like it, yep. We can go straight to woodworking 3 if we want. Jointery, crossbow, ruby staff, cupboard. We're gonna just save up those points for now. And you can see it immediately added some new recipes to this. So because our transports are on storage management, they'll immediately know they can get ingredients for these new things and we can start working on that. Now, it might behoove us to actually start branching out into other handiwork businesses too. For instance, those are nails. We could make nails at another building, at a basic foundry building. So we might actually do that. That's only 1,000 experience, so it wouldn't take long. So what we need to do is actually upgrade the building. This is only functional now, actually. We're upgrading to level 2. It works just like in the Guild 2 by the looks of it. Yesterday, you didn't actually need to do this. It looks like there might have actually been an update yesterday. Weird to think, because there's a few things working differently. That, or again, it's possible it just glitched out yesterday and some of this wasn't working. It's always possible. The game is still really getting fixed up. Vertical expansion? Yeah, you'd think a vertical expansion wouldn't do great here. You know, interesting that we can actually work on the place while it's upgrading. So that's nice. We're still making walking sticks and whatnot. In fact, I'm going to change our storage rules. I want the storefront to have 5 goods now. So we have a little bit more in the storefront for people to come by and buy. And the upgrade is done, so now we can make different things. We're making oak rings and stuff. I'd like some hand carts, actually, but we need a lot of stuff for that. We don't have our own nails, so we're going to have to buy nails, and the price for that for buying is not horrible. It's not too bad. I didn't want to close that. But I wouldn't mind learning. Oh, it's for tailoring is 2,000, for others is 1,000. Okay. Wouldn't mind learning metalworking on the side, so we're going to start putting experience into that. It shouldn't take long. All right, and already the money is going up a lot from this. We're buying some more expensive stuff, but we're also making more expensive stuff. And it looks like things from here are selling pretty well, actually. People are actually coming by our storefront to buy things. We can have 16 add-ons now, which is very nice. In fact, for the sake of our income, we're going to get more workers. And it's only 40 a day, so there we go. We just hired another employee to help us produce faster. We can hire another transport. I'd like that. There we go. We have 3 people transporting goods now. Do you know what the school does in this as Doodle Noodle? Are you able to interact with it as of now? I believe it works like the previous game, where when a child is of age, you can send them to a school for some fee, and they'll have more skills when they become old enough. I'm not 100% sure on that, though. Add-ons. We can get more front store space, which is kind of nice, but we don't really need it right now. Front store space, front store slots. I think space is just, you can stack up more than 20. Okay. Oh, and that was us finishing That was us finishing being a yeoman in metalworking. Got it. Let's get a foundry, the glowing furnace. Sure. Because I want another business up and running. Or maybe we could actually buy one. Oh, no, we can fit one there. Okay. We got another business going up, and we'll get that up and running. We're not going to work there. Day and night, it's not going to make quite as much money. But with storage management, they are smart enough to take things from our storerooms of other businesses to help each other's businesses. For instance, if you had a croft, which is like a farm, and a windmill, both on storage maintenance, it will know not to go buy, like the windmill won't be buying wheat from the store, it'll be getting it from the croft to save you money on production cost, which is very important, as you could probably imagine. All right. There we go, and that place will be functioning. We have 2 workers who will be building stuff, and we have 1 transport person loading that place up. So there we go, we have a functional foundry in town. It's not much, but it's something. And we'll just have that on the side. They can make nails, iron bracers, and silver chains right now. So at least it's another thing that we can sell. And we can get the nails that we need for our carpenter shop from our foundry. Okay, and rename it Hell's Foundry. Can you rename yet? I'm actually not sure. Put building for sale, no. Building menu. You cannot rename by the looks of it. I think you can only name it the one time, which is a shame. Oh, hey, that person has a handcart. They didn't have that before. It must have actually been smart enough for our guys to give a handcart to that person when we made it. Okay. Well, I'd like to manually give one of these people a handcart then. There we go. Just manually giving them some handcarts. Or rather, I gave that to myself by accident. That was stupid of me. Put that in there. Now, handcarts sell for a lot. That's 318 gold right there, because handcarts are obviously valuable, being able to carry more at once. But I have more transport people than this. Oh, scroll wheel, I couldn't see. Okay, it auto gave them all handcarts. Good. That is incredibly useful that they all have that. I'm quite happy about that. I will gladly sell the rest of the handcarts then, because they sell for quite a bit. So now our guys can, as you can see there, buy and sell in much larger quantities. They can stack up to 20 instead of only 5, and they have 3 slots to carry different goods instead of just 2, which is a massive upgrade. In fact, our money is going up quite a bit because of that. All right, well, we have a lot of goods now. I think we want to hire another employee. There. We have 4 workers plus manpower all working at that store now. So we're producing much faster. Now I just wish my carts moved a little faster. Hand carts don't make you any faster, unfortunately. What is a leather leather armor. I thought it was leather apron. Yeah. Little bit of combat ability and armor protection. Battle axe, obviously, combat ability. Oak rings, reputation slightly, and it's a gift. So you can see that the game is way fucking better than it was before. It's still got a lot of work to do, obviously, but it's much better than before. I'm not really doing a lot right now. I'm kind of sitting back, which obviously, you know, more work needs to be done, but you know, it's pretty good. Pretty good. Can you equip your walking sticks? I think it's a usable item, but I will check. I want to do this and a walking stick. No, it is not an equipable item. It is it's like the previous game. You use it and for like a day or something, you walk faster. If it was an equipable, I would definitely give it to them. No, we're going to be flooding the market to some degree, I'm sure. Yeah, the selling price there is not great, whereas the purchase price is wonderful. The more green it is, the better it is. So like, you can buy oak wood at a really good price right now, but you can't sell it at a very good price, which is pretty natural that, you know, you're never going to get bad on both or good on both. Because, you know, market gets flooded. So right now, hand carts are worth a lot. They're incredibly expensive to buy and incredibly good price to sell. Probably because they're very hard to make. Thanks for following, by the way, Eddie Lamar and Sweet. That's a great name. Sweet Penis. It's just spelled differently. Great name, everybody. Welcome to the vlog. Hope you enjoy the stream. There's not really much more to show you than this, other than that this right here is really promising, isn't it? A lot of our hand carts can be illegal. Yeah, anything can, I guess, at some point in development. This is pretty much what the game's at right now. If anybody wants to ask any questions, ask him now. If not, then maybe we'll run for a few more minutes, then we'll switch to doing some RimWorld. Yeah, it is looking much better. Obviously, this new studio has been putting a lot more effort into it. Customer satisfaction, I'm actually not sure how that works when it comes to a business where they're not like sitting in and, you know, like I'm not like serving food to them or something. They're just coming in, buy a thing and leave. So I actually don't know what customer satisfaction is going to do. I'll buy it because I imagine more people will come to the shop just to buy from our storefront. And if so, that's pretty valuable. The fact that we haven't crashed like 3 times is already a plus. I agree. Life Giving Water and Enter the Gods. Thanks for following Eduardo Adel. Welcome to the flock. I hope you enjoyed the stream. Ford the shit out of the hand cart market. Yeah, just Model Ts. Flood the market with Model Ts. And can we get any more, we can get another worker. Do we want another worker? I want another transport. Because things are going so fast now that I just want more transports. Can we not hire another one? Oh no, there it is. There we go. More people to buy and sell things. Okay, she's already got a handcart. Cool. What does the game have that the previous hasn't? Little things that would be hard to describe. Mostly what they're trying to do right now is just get everything functional. Mostly it's a lot of things are similar to the previous game, but more refined or going in a different direction. Please play a bit more. I'm considering buying it. Would you recommend buying it? Oh, fuck no. Not right now. It's $30 right now. This is not worth $30. Later in development? Yes, probably. But right now, Guild 2 Renaissance is 1,000 times better. The Guild 2 Renaissance is a very fun game. The engine it's on is quite old, and it definitely has some problems, but overall, the Guild 2 Renaissance is a really fun game. The Guild 3 needs a lot of work. The new development studio is much better than the old one. They're rapidly updating the game and making it better on a constant basis, but it is not worth 30 American dollars right now. That is a lot of money. And the money is really rolling in. Let's just become a free citizen. There we go. Another new rank. And we actually have quite a bit of experience built up. What do we need for the next rank? 6,000. Ooh, that's not happening yet. Could go to the next level of metalworking. Or I could start stonemasonry. Have even more variety going on. Become a tailor. Wouldn't mind that. Just have a large variety and stuff so that we're not flooding the market with one thing quite as much, you know? Yeah, if the game went on sale, maybe pick up Guild 3, but I doubt it's going to go on sale just because it's early access and that's quite rare. It was one of the 2 games I ever refunded. What was, sorry? This one? Because I don't blame you if you refunded this one early in development. Most people couldn't get the game to boot. And it's not because they were doing something wrong, it's because the game barely worked. And I think I want to... Do I want to boost how much we're keeping in store at this point? Yeah, we flooded the market so hard that I actually want to put more things in the storefront so we can make a little more money off that. And also, for the sake of making advanced stuff, I want a storage of 2. Is that all I need? No, I need 4. Realistically, 10 would be a better idea. Oops, not that. This one. This slider right there is a little bit finicky. There. I'm just telling it to store more basic resources so that I can use them to make more hand carts, mostly. In fact, Manbar's working on a handcart right now. Good, because that's the big seller right now. And in fact, we have quite the monopoly on handcarts. I think we're the only people selling handcarts right now, and they're one of the most valuable items in the game. So naturally, that's how we're going to make some serious money right now. Become a tailor, get new clothing for your character. Well, I mean, we have the money to get into tailoring. Fuck it. Weaving mill, made by hand. Oh, right here, we can fit it right there, sure. Right across the street. Thanks for the 1-bit work now, please. There we go, we have a weaving mill going up. Unfortunately, I can't open the menu yet to get it set up ahead of time. We have 9 people working at bold beams right now, that's awesome. Anyone have links to the NWE Guild 2 Renaissance videos? Just go on my channel, go to playlist section, and you can search, or, I mean, if you just Google the Guild 2 Renaissance and go to YouTube, or hit, like, video on Google, it's just all my videos anyway. I dominate the front page of that. There we go. We have a tailor up and running now, basic tailoring shop. Buy a woodcutter and mine. You can't do that yet, I don't believe. Nope. That is not a thing yet. What I had this set to right now is unlocked businesses. This is everything I can build right now. Businesses for sale, again, doesn't really work properly, as far as I can tell. I would like to buy Beam Me Up, though, at some point. Failed. I want to have control of all the jointeries and whatnot. Jointery is actually a level above me, too. Guild 2 is how you found me? Cool. I think I'm pretty much the only person who does videos on that game. It's a good game. It's just something I completely randomly found one day on a lark, and it was really good, and I did some tutorials on it because people said they had a hard time learning it. And then randomly it got really popular because the game goes on sale for like $1. And so people, you know, the in-game tutorial sucks, so they look it up. And they find my videos and they learn how to play through that, which is really cool to me, that I'm helping people get into this game that I really like. All right, handcarts. Wow, we're making a lot of handcarts now. We have 5 of them just in our sales stock there. We'd make way more money if we sold these, though. Drop them on a cart. Nah, well, they walked away. Whatever. Anyway, I think we've pretty much shown what there is to show here. There's not a ton to the game yet, but as you can see, it is so much more promising than before. I'm gonna drop a save here. New game. I just call it. Oh, hey, look, a guy sitting on the air. We'll just call it stream test. And if any of you guys want to stay tuned, if you're interested, I'm going to be switching to some RimWorld. We've been streaming a lot of RimWorld recently, uploading it on YouTube after. That guy looks suspiciously like us, but less fat. He's got quite the wall sit going. He must have abs of steel. There we go. That is beautiful. Oh, I started to sit up there. Whatever. So we're gonna go switch to some RimWorld, and today's release day for RimWorld is officially like out of early development, and that means the food system's updated. But we're still doing the same save file because they already said that it won't ruin save files. So yeah, let's get pumped for that, everybody.